Hi everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we are making this adorable little owl amigurumi ornament. So you can use this as a little owl amigurumi, or you can use it as an ornament for your tree. This is so much fun to make. It's so simple, super easy. So I'll get into the supplies and we'll get into making this. So big thank you to Red Heart Yarns for providing the yarn today. I'm using Red Heart Super Saver. I'm using the colors, let's see here, here's light gray for the body. Then the wings are going to be patty green. The beak is going to be cherry red. The eyes are black and white, and so is this tie. This is white. And then these are just green and red little pieces. So you can use whatever colors you want. You're also going to need some polyfill to stuff this little amigurumi. And then you're going to need an F size hook, which is 3.75 millimeters. So make sure you have that. This hook is from the Etsy shop Would Be Fancy. This hook is super fabulous. It is hand carved ergonomic, and you can hold it like this. This is how I hold my hook, like a knife, I guess. And then this way is like a pen. You can crochet like this too. So it's really comfortable to use. So make sure you check out the link in the description of this video. You can get the ad or the shop, the link to the shop there. Also, you're going to need a scissors and a yarn needle, so make sure you have those supplies as well to cut your yarn, sew things on. We're sewing these appliques on here with the wings and the beak and the eyes and everything. So we'll just make this piece right away. But big thank you to my dad for filming this and editing all the tutorials, and also check out the links in the description of this video. There's a link to the website where you'll get the free written pattern for this little owl, and then also all my other patterns are on there. And if you make something from my patterns, make sure to share your photos on Instagram and Facebook and hashtag YARNutopia so I can see your work on Instagram. And make sure you're following me there as well. So let's just get started and make this cute little owl amigurumi ornament. So let's start out with our main color. I'm using light gray for the body. I am going to make a slip knot. So put your short end over your long end and then fold this down over your long end and then pull your long end through there and make the slip knot just like that. Insert your hook and we can begin. Excuse me. We are going to start off by chaining 11. So yarn over, pull through. 1, yarn over, pull through. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So this is what your work should look like. We are going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook and across. So the loop on the hook doesn't count as a chain, so count 1 and 2. And what I'm going to do is turn the chain toward me like this. And I'm going to work into these back ridges of this chain here. So in the second chain, 1, 2, right in there, we're going to go in, then yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. That's a single crochet. So we're going to do that in each chain across. So go into this next one here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. There's 2. Next one is 3. Okay. We're just gonna do this all the way across. You know, I won't even make you watch me do all of it. When I get to the very last chain though, I'll meet you up because we're actually gonna put 3 single crochets in there and work on the opposite side of our foundation chain. So I'll show you how to do that when I get there. Alright, when you have 1 chain left, we are going to put 3 single crochets in there. Okay, because we're gonna be working in the round. So you're gonna see here, I'm gonna put 3 single crochets in this last chain, and you can see that I'm turning this around now, just like this. So we're working now on the opposite end of our foundation chain there. So we're going to work on this opposite end right here. These 3 stitches are worked in this last chain here, so you don't have to work anything in there. So we're going to hop to this very next stitch. It's going to look like a stitch right here. We're going to work in there. So what we're going to do is insert our hook into there, then single crochet, and we're going to single crochet across here. So there's 1, next stitch, okay, and I'm just going to single crochet a little bit faster here. We're just going to single crochet across the opposite end of our foundation chain, and then when you get to the very last stitch, we're going to put actually 2 single crochets in there. So you can see here, this last stitch, there's 1 already worked in there. So we want to put 2 single crochets in there So there's a total of 3 single crochets in there. So there's 3 single crochets in that stitch, 1, 2, and 3. And then on the opposite end here, there are also 3, 1, 2, and 3 stitches in that last chain. Okay, so that was round 1. You should have 22 stitches for round 1. Now I'm going to grab my stitch marker. You can use a legit stitch marker or a piece of yarn like me. I'm just going to stick a piece of yarn in here. And we are going to work now in the back loops only of this pattern. So usually we work in both loops, so you can see here both loops here, both loops, both loops. The loop that's furthest away from you right here, this is considered the back loop only. Okay, so we're going to be working in the back loops of this whole pattern. If you want to, you can work in both loops, but I'm going to work in the back loops here. And for rounds 2 through 12, I'm just going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch. So no increasing, no putting 3 stitches on each end or anything like that. Just putting 1 single crochet in the back loop of each stitch around for rounds 2 through 12, or however tall you want your owl to be. So it's that simple. So you can see here I'm coming up on these 3 end stitches. I'm just going to put 1 single crochet in each one of those. Okay, no increasing. And this should bowl up. It should look like a little, it will come up on the sides and everything. So you'll see that happening naturally. But I'm just going to single crochet in each stitch. Just remember, work in the back loops only, rounds 2 through 12. Once I finish round 12, I'll meet you up because we'll have to start decreasing. Alright, so I just finished round 12 here. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So once you finish round 12, this is what your piece should look like, kind of just like a regular rectangular piece. We are going to, before we actually decrease, I know I said this next segment will be decreasing, I'm actually going to pull my hook out. Kind of just hold that loop just like that. We have to, before decreasing and before stuffing this, we want to make the accessories so we can sew them on while this is open. And then we can, once all the accessories are on, then we can stuff it and close it up. So let's set this piece aside and make a wing. So I'm going to grab my Patty Green yarn here. And the wings are just the little appliques, they're just half circles. So what we're going to do is make a slip knot. You know how to do that already. We already did that earlier. And to make the wing, we are going to chain 2. So yarn over and pull through 1 and 2. And in the second chain from the hook, we are going to put 4 half double crochets. So yarn over, go into that second chain right there, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, that's a half double crochet. So that's 1, yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. There's 2, here's 3, and 4. Then we're going to chain 1, yarn over, pull through, turn the work around. Okay, we're going to go on to row 2 of the wing. We are going to put 2 half double crochets in each stitch across here. So yarn over, go into this very first stitch, okay, right there, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So there's 1, yarn over, go back into that same stitch for another half double crochet. There's 2, go into the next stitch here, we're going to put 2 in there as well. 1 and 2, and each of these next 2 also. So at the end of row 2, we are going to have 8 half double crochets. 1 and 2, and this last one here. And then we can chain 1 and turn our work around, so yarn over, pull through, turn the work, we're going to go into row 3. And row 3, we're actually working with single crochets. So we're going to put 2 single crochets in this first stitch. 1, So just go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Here's 2. And then the next stitch, we're just going to put 1 single crochet. So 1. And we're going to repeat that sequence all the way across. So 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next. Okay, 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next. And we just have to do that one more time here. 2 single crochets in this next stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the last stitch. And then we're going to fasten this off. So chain 1, we're going to fasten off with a long tail for sewing and pull that all the way through that chain 1 there, and then pull that tight. Okay, so this is what your piece should look like. Now what I need you to do is make 1 more of these so it looks exactly like it. So if you need to rewind this, make 2. They both look the same, but we're going to flip this one over so that they look like this. And it actually should be on each opposite end here. So if you grab your little piece here, this one will be on this side, and this one will be on this side, just like that. Okay, so now I'm not going to sew these on yet. I'm going to hold these off to the side, and we are going to grab some red yarn, just a little scrap. We're going to make the beak. So let me make a slip knot. Put your short end over your long end, fold that down, and then pull your long end through and pull tight. Grab your hook, insert that, pull tight, and we can start. So the beak, we just are going to chain 4, so yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in the second chain from the hook, we are going to slip stitch. So I'm going to turn this chain toward me like this, and you can see the second chain right here, this back ridge. I'm going to go into that. Okay, and then I'm going to slip stitch, so yarn over, pull through, and pull through the loop on your hook. Just like that. In this next chain right here, we are going to single crochet. So go into that chain, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. That's a single crochet. And in our last chain, we are going to half double crochet. So yarn over and go into that last chain, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And then we're going to chain 1 and fasten this off. So fasten off with a long tail for sewing and pull it all the way through that chain 1 there, and then pull tight. And you can see here it's kind of like a mini triangle. Well, this would be a triangle, but we're going to put it upside down for the beak. Okay, you can kind of squeeze this little thing here, stretch it out up top here, make it look like a little triangle. So I'm going to set this aside next to the wings, and we are going to go on to making the eye. So let's grab some black yarn over here. And for the eyes, we are going to make a slip knot. Okay, insert your hook into that loop. All right. For the eyes, we are going to chain 2, so yarn over, pull through, 1 and 2. And in that second chain from the hook, we are going to put 4 single crochets. So go in to the second chain, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So there's 1, go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. There's 2, here's 3, and last one is 4. And then what we're going to do is slip stitch to the first single crochet. So if you need to count back 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right in this first stitch here, just go under the front and back loops. Whoops. There we go. Go in there, and then yarn over and pull that through and through the loop on your hook. Okay, this piece is going to be extremely small, miniature, so make sure you tighten everything, stretch it out, and then we're going to fasten this piece off. So chain 1, cut your yarn kind of long for sewing, and pull that all the way through, and then pull tight. Okay, so we have a little circle. Now if you have a safety eye, you can use safety eyes as well, but I'm just going to crochet this circle here. And then I just want a little extra detail on my little owl here. So I'm going to grab some white yarn, and I'm just going to cut a little strand here. I'm going to grab my little yarn needle and yarn my needle with the white strand of yarn. And then what we're going to do is going from the back of our eye, this black eye here, we're going to go in through the back of it, up, and then through the stitch of row 1. Okay, just like that. And that gives it a little tick mark. And then we're just going to tie this in a knot. Let me put this down on the table so you can see here. I'm going to tie this into a knot in the back. Ooh, there we go. Okay, tie it tight, and then we can cut this little strands a little bit shorter. Okay, just like that. So now what I need you to do is make one exactly like this so you have 2 eyes. Okay, so I have 2 eyes here, just like that. So now we have the eyes done. So once you have the wings, the beak, and the eyes finished, we can attach these to this piece. So grab this piece like this, and you can decide which side is your front. I'm going to choose this side to be the front. So we're going to put the eyes on first. So just position those right at the top here. Okay. And this part is good to use your crochet hook on the inside. You can grab those like loose strands of yarn, those little stragglers here, these black and white ones. There we go. Just grab those and put them to the inside of your little owl. Nobody will see the inside, so you can leave your loose strands on the inside of your owl, your amigurumi piece, because nobody will see the inside once we close the bottom. Alright, so make sure I have all of those strands on the inside there. Perfecto. Okay, then we're going to take that long strand right here. I'm just going to show you how to sew on one applique, and then you can sew on the rest. So what we're going to do is take our yarn from the long strand that we cut. Okay, I'm going to put one hand inside here so we don't sew this thing closed. Position it where you need it to be. I'm going to have my little tick marks going that way. Okay, so if you want your tick marks to go straight up or down, just make sure that they are both uniform on both of the eyes. And then we're just going to go into the first layer here. I have my hands on the inside, so I'm not going through to the back. And then I'm just going to come back out and go into the eye. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm just going to pull. There we go. And this part you can take your time with. I'm going to go a little bit quicker for the cam, but you can take your time, you know, go in to the, you can even just go through one piece and then to the other piece. So go in there, then into here. Just make sure you don't sew it closed or like flat. And then just pull. Awesome. Okay, one more stitch here. There we go. Okay, now if you want to, what you can do is end on the inside. So end on the inside, pull that through. Okay, and then you can flip this inside out. And if you want to just tie these 2 strands in a knot on the inside, or tie it in a knot on the inside, I think I'll just tie these in a knot. That way it's secure. And we're good. And then I can just cut this shorter, flip it back out, and there is the eye. Awesome. So now I'm going to sew on this other eye right here, and I'm just going to do the same concept as I just did with this eye, and then I'm going to sew these little wings on like this, except I may have to do a few more rounds before we put on these wings. Maybe not. Let me see. Oh no. It'll be right to the base of the things here. So I'll put on this eye first, and then the beak. The beak is gonna go. You can see the pictures as well, you know, for where you want to put your pieces. I'm gonna sew these 3 pieces on, and then let's do a couple more rounds. We'll decrease the bottom here, and then we'll sew on the wing. I just feel like the wing just needs 1 or 2 more rounds, and then we'll be able to connect this whole piece. But I'm gonna connect these 2 right now, and then I'll meet you up when we go on to the next step. Alright, so I just sewed on this eye and this beak here. So now what we're going to do before we sew on the wings, I'm going to do a couple more rounds here so that we can fit the wings on completely. So what we're going to do is grab our hook and continue on. Let's move our stitch marker up on the body. And we are going to decrease now. Round 13, we are going to single crochet 2 together. So yarn over, pull through, go into the next stitch here, then yarn over and pull through. So we have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops, and that's a single crochet 2 together stitch. Now we're going to single crochet in the next 9 stitches, and remember, back loops only here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now we're going to single crochet 2 together again. So go into this next stitch, yarn over, pull through, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. There we go. And then just single crochet in the rest of the stitches of this round. It should be 9 stitches left here. Let me count them up here. 1, 2, 3. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And we've hit our stitch marker. Awesome. So now we can go on to round 14. So we are going to single crochet 2 together. Let's move our stitch marker up first. Single crochet 2 together. So go into this first stitch, yarn over, pull through, go into the next, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And then we're going to single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So here's 1, next stitch is 2, and the next stitch is 3. And we're going to repeat that sequence all the way around, so it'll be a total of 4 times. So this was the first time here. So let's single crochet 2 together, just like this, and then single crochet into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. So I'm going to do that 2 more times, and then I'll meet you up at the end of this round. Alright, at the end of this round, round 14, you should have 16 stitches, and at this point we are going to stuff the body. So I'm going to pull this up here. Okay, I'm going to grab my little, actually we can't stuff the body because we have to put the wings on. Silly me, I already forgot. So I'm going to actually attach the wings before we stuff this, and yep, there should be enough room for me to sew this on. So we're just going to kind of flatten this out here. Let's position this where we want it, kind of on the side here, just like that. A little up, a little over. Awesome. So I'm going to sew this on just like I sewed the eyes and the beak here. So let me move this stitch marker out of the way. And we're going to take our yarn needle. We're going to actually grab this first here. And the inside, grab this little straggler and pull that in. Okay, cool. Then we're going to yarn our needle with this long strand that we cut when we fastened off the wing. Okay, we're going to position the wing where we want it, right about here. And we're just going to go in and out of this piece. Okay, up into this. Oops, just like this. Make sure you're not getting the other strands in there. It looks like I got a strand in there. Oh yeah. So you'll have to play around with this, make sure no strands are getting in the way. Whoops, there we go. Awesome. Okay, let's try that again. Going in and out. And then in and out. Okay, now if you want your wings to open, you can leave this like this, but I am going to actually sew mine down. So I'm going to go in and then out. And make sure you're going through both layers, but not sewing the owl closed or anything. Just in and out, and back in and out. Just like that. Okay, then you want to end on the inside, so I'm going to go to the inside here. Okay, and if you are able, you can turn this inside out, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get the whole thing inside out. So I'm just going to tie this to the other strand, other straggler here. You can tie it in a knot. And I'm going to do it in a triple knot just to make it secure and tight. And then you can cut this shorter and shove those to the inside. Just like that. So now you can see one wing is on. So now I'm just going to sew this other wing on opposite of it right over here. Okay, and then once this is sewn on, we can go on to round 15 of the body. Alright, once I sew on the other wing, this is what it should look like here. I kind of push down the center here. It's starting to look like a cute little owl. So what we have to do now is just stuff this. So grab some polyfill and just stuff it as much as you'd like, but don't overstuff it so you're seeing your stuffing on between the stitches or anything. Stuff it enough. There we go. Oops. Okay. Then what we're going to do is go on to the next round. So grab your hook. Alright, so round 15, we are going to single crochet 2 together. So let's move our stitch marker up first. There we go. So single crochet 2 together, so go into this next stitch, yarn over, pull through, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And then we're going to single crochet into the next 2 stitches here. So 1 and 2. And then just repeat that sequence around. So single crochet 2 together, and then single crochet into the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Okay, we're almost to the beginning again. Single crochet 2 together, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay, one more repeat here. Single crochet 2 together, and then single crochet in the last 2 stitches. So you should have 12 stitches at the end of round 15. Now we are going to move our stitch marker up, and I'm going to stuff this a tad bit more. Actually, a little bit more than that even. Just get all that stuffing in there. Make a little pudgy owl. Okay, and then we're going to do our last round here. Round 16, we are going to single crochet 2 together 6 times. So single crochet 2 together, there's 1, single crochet 2 together, there's 2, single crochet 2 together. It's going to get really pretty tight in here now. There's 3. Okay, single crochet 2 together, there's 4, single crochet 2 together, there's 5, and our last one here, single crochet 2 together, there's 6. Alright, now to close this bottom completely, I'm going to remove the stitch marker here. And you're going to see here there are 6 stitches. We're going to go into this very next one right here and the one straight across from it. So the 1st and 4th stitches right there, just like that. And we're going to single crochet those. So yarn over, pull through both of those stitches, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Just like that. And then we're going to fasten off, so chain up 1, and then cut your yarn, pull that through, and pull it tight. Now we just have to, I'm just going to insert my hook into the side of this inside here. And then I'm going to hook that little strand on there and pull it to the inside. And kind of flatten that out. And there it is! How cute! Now I just want to put little ears, these little ears up, kind of spike them up a little bit, just like that, kind of flatten this bottom. You can have a little owl. Oh my god, that's so cute. Okay, just one more thing. I just want to grab some red and green yarn here. Okay, and we're going to cut 2 strands. I'm going to cut one long strand here, okay, and then I'm going to cut those in half. Careful with your scissors. Okay, so we're going to take 2 of those strands, those short strands there, and we're going to come to the top here and just through a stitch, just like this, okay, from the back to the front. And then we're going to hook on those 2 strands and pull that through. Okay, just the halfway point. Okay, and then we're just going to kind of fold this up and push all of these strands into the loop. And then just pull that all tight. Like that. Okay, I'm going to do it to the other side and then I'll trim. So just go to the back, go through a stitch, hook on halfway point, pull it through. You could probably just hook them all on. There we go. Oops, I missed one. There we go. And pull. Okay. And then the last thing we got to do is just trim them short. Oops. Just like that. Oh my gosh, how cute. Alright, and then I just want to grab some white yarn and make this into an ornament. Now you don't have to make this into an ornament, you can just have this cute little owl amigurumi, but I'm going to grab this back corner here and grab this yarn. You can put a ribbon through or a piece of yarn through, and I'm just tying a knot. How high I want this to be, about right there. Okay, so I just tied that into a slip knot kind of thing. And then I'm just going to cut this short, and then I'm just going to shove this into the owl so that it's hidden inside. Oopsie, sort of, hopefully. I think I pulled on it too tight. There we go. There. So there's a cute little owl ornament. Thank you so much for watching and learning how to make this cute little owl ornament. That was so much fun to make. If you make this little owl, make sure to share it on Facebook and Instagram. And if you share it on Instagram, hashtag YARNutopia. Big thank you to Red Heart Yarns for providing the yarn for this little owl. And big thank you to my dad back there who's filming and editing this tutorial for all of us to share online. And big thank you to you for watching. So make sure to check all my other ornaments. I have a little gift ornament and I have a little tree, colorful tree ornament too. So make sure you check all these ornaments out on YARNutopia.com, and until tomorrow, happy hooking!